Today I'm at XYZ Machine Tools in Nuneaton. I'm here for the launch of this ROBOTEND automation solution, which is behind me. I'm with Nigel Atherton, who's the Managing Director. Now, you may have seen an interview we did a few weeks ago, didn't we, on this? Now you've officially launched this. What sort of attraction have you had in the 2 launch days?
Well, we've had a super time, really. In Devon, we only had 5 companies come, which I was a bit disappointed about, to be honest. But the quality of the people that came was great. Some of them had already got automation and still thought that this was a great product with a great price point, and also could solve some issues that they had, even though they already had automation, because this addressed different things. So it's good.
Well, you say only a few in Devon, but you've had quite a collective of people here today.
Yeah, I think we had 15 companies here today in Nuneaton, so much better attended. A lot of good questions.
I was going to say that the questions. Give us an idea of what people have been asking you that in these Q&A sessions.
Okay, well, they've been asking us about productivity, what machines you can move it about, the types of components that they have, and could we handle them. So really, genuinely good questions. One was, can you hold a 1.5mm thick billet? And the answer was yes, we can. With the servo gripper, the electric servo gripper. So lots of questions, and anybody who's interested in a product, we've actually produced the leaflet now of questions and answers, which we'll put very soon on our website. We've probably had about 40 questions over the period, all of them really good questions, all of them very pertinent to a lot of people.
I notice in here you got squares and cylindrical parts, but there's no irregular shapes here. Has that been one of the questions? If there's irregular style components, it handles that okay?
It has, yes. And then we could have put some irregular components in there, but we didn't, because you possibly need a different gripper if it's a very complex shape. Just a different gripper fingers. So we didn't show that, but it can pick anything up. I used an analogy today. If a human can pick it up with one hand, we can do it. If a human can pick it up with 2 hands, we probably can do it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that is a good analogy. Looking at the productivity gain here, though, Nigel, I bet, and I'm sure one of the questions has been things like payback, and now how much utilisation are you going to get out of the spindle? What's the improvements in productivity you think from this?
Well, we really haven't put numbers on that, because I think it's unfair, because people will hold you to them numbers. But one thing for sure, every time that door opens on that machine, the robot is ready to load or unload a component. He's not gone down the shop having a chat with his mate, a coffee, or to the restroom. He's here waiting for that to happen. We've given, what I've done is I've given everybody a price breakdown of the machine and how much it costs depending on how long you run it for. So you might only run it for 10 hours a day, every Monday to Friday, and that's obviously got an hourly rate. You might run it 2 shifts, you might run it 3 shifts, you might run it every day, you might just run it Monday to Friday. So the hourly rates can come down as low as about £1.50 an hour.
Okay. What about the actual price of it? I'm sure people have been asking you that as well.
Well, I told you at the last thing the price, but it's realistically you're looking at about £70,000 for a package that'll do the job for you.
And I also look at the control on this. It's dead easy to use, but you state a day's training. I don't even think you'd need that. I mean, I was talking to James this morning, and I reckon within 20 minutes I pretty much picked up how to use this.
Well, you'd learn to use it easily in a few hours. Very simple, very intuitive. What we would do on the day's training course is show you what could happen if there was any issues. Do you know what I mean? And every machine we sell is going to be connected to the internet with an E1 card. So when we've been doing the development, we've had a few issues. We've had components sticking together because we hadn't had cleanliness. You need clean, dry components where you can. And we'd had them where we hadn't deburred stuff, and it'd picked the next one up and it had knocked and gone against the pins. And then when the robot comes back, it can't see it. And so he can't see it because it's on the tilt or whatever. And straight away over the phone you can ring, you can dial in, and we've got different levels of service. You can dial in and we can tell remotely what's wrong with the machine. We probably had about 6 or 8 calls and all of them were answered without a visit.
Okay. Now, is this for you, for XYZ Machine Tools, going to take away some of the sales of your machines though? If you're starting to, increase that spindle uptime, is there a potential for you to, sell one of these as opposed to another 2 or 3 machines?
Really good question. I don't know, we'll find out. But I think that when a customer buys a machine and a ROBOTEND, undoubtedly it'll be more productive than the machine at the side of it without a robot. So he may choose to buy another robot to do that. So we think the growth of the robot sales will outweigh anybody who decides to not buy another machine tool. I can only tell you that in 12 months, 24 months time.
Pretty good answer, well done. Last one from me, Nigel. Moving this from this machine to, let's say, your 750 LR, your 1000 LR. Again, James earlier told me less than half an hour. I can't believe how fast that is.
It's really, really simple. Basically, once we've done the interface for the other machine, we've got a couple of pins in the floor that can be pretty random. We go there, put it in the floor, and then the laser and the vision system go to the machine, find the datum. You can set a vice within 100 millimeters and it'll find it. It knows where it is, knows whether it's on the skew, and it is really probably less than half an hour to move it. It's a single socket hearting plug, and so you just plug it in. You send it through its setup procedure. It'll find all the datums on the machines and on the drawer. So half an hour is all that it would take.
And there's a lock-in system on the wheels. Is there like a brake that makes sure someone doesn't bash into it with a forklift and move it?
Yes, and you don't even have to level the robot when you go into a position, because it automatically, with the laser depth finder, I might call it, but the distance finder, with the laser we can tell if it's on the skew, and we don't need to do any leveling of the ROBOTEND.
Engineers are going to be undoubtedly interested in this. Where can they see it? Is it just here in Nuneaton, or are you going to have them down in Devon?
We've got one in Nuneaton, we've got one in Devon, and we'll have one on demo in Manchester soon.
Okay, so get to any one of those 3 facilities to see this. Brand new from XYZ Machine Tools, this is the ROBOTEND automation solution.